Hi folks, welcome back to the Hoard. So, got a beautiful day going on today, but if one believes the weather report, I'm going to be coming outside to 5 inches of snow tomorrow. So, welcome to the middle of the movie, I guess. You guys remember the Lakota? I got to put a timing chain into it. I couldn't get the bolt off the front of the engine, so to speak. The bolt that holds the recoil start basket, cage, a pulley, whatever you folks want to call that thing. I couldn't get the bolt out. The bolt is sitting right there with the screwdriver holding the cage, and then the bolt. I leaned on it pretty good and it wouldn't budge, so I'm kind of taking to the conclusion that it has some kind of Loctite stuff on it. I went through the trouble of buying the exact replacement bolts. You could see they were cheap, eBay deal, and they are proper threading such that you would turn them counterclockwise to remove them. So anyway, many of you said that Loctite is not going to loosen up unless I put heat to it, and I'd really rather not do that because my success rate for replacing sealed shaft seals is somewhere around 0. So I really don't mess with them if I don't have to. I've never had good luck with seals in all my years of working on this stuff, and most recently I changed the seal on this one, and you can see what I have going on here. I watched a bunch of videos before I changed the crank seal on that motor, and I very carefully tapped it in place. I made sure I didn't put any stress on the actual seal or spring. I used a socket to kind of tap around the edges, just the metal part, and actually what I found worked better, and I had the space to do it. I just I kind of used a flat edge and pushed against the entire outside of the seal, and I was able to tap it in. Once it was in, I inspected all around the seal, the lips, so to speak. I made sure the spring was there. I made sure the crankshaft that sticks out, that was nice, especially where the seal was touching it. There were no burrs. It was not worn. None of that was going on. And then I was very careful to, when I went to put it together, I oiled both the shaft and I oiled the seal, and you guys could see from that piece of cardboard it's still leaking. So the last thing I want to do is put heat to that crank bolt, which will damage that seal, which leaves me into a state of screwed. I mean, a seal is a few bucks, no big deal. I'm just horrible at replacing them for some reason. So what I did was, I watched the videos of David Rock. I think it's Rock, not Stone. And I watched what he did when he did a timing chain change. He did one on I think it was an XL 175, and he did one on an XR 80. And what he did is he broke the chain. He broke the timing chain and then put it back together again. Now the way he broke it is he took out his grinder, and if you're looking at the links here, he kind of ground this off and then tapped this thing in, broke the chain, and put it back together again, and then he put a little weld right there. And I saw that and I'm thinking, Homie doesn't like that at all. You know, on some things you could hack, and your possibility of getting away with it really pretty good. And other things, if you hack it and you screw up, you're dead. If you screw up, if your timing chain falls apart in the engine, if you're lucky, you get away with the tapped valve and you're okay. If you're unlucky, you bend the valves, you kill the piston, you wreck the bore, and as the chain unspools and piles up in the bottom of the engine, you can tear the gear off the crankcase, and you can push the chain right through the case. So if you're lucky, the engine survives and only costs a little bit to fix. If you're unlucky, you're out looking for a new engine. So I wasn't going to play that one. A solution that I consider better is I bought these chain brakes, and I ended up buying 2 of them. This one came from China. They were both $15, and this one wasn't coming quick enough, so I ordered this one, and you can see I already broke. They give you a spare one of these, luckily, and I already broke the end of it off. And the reason why I broke the end of it off, anyway, let me show you how it works, and I'll show you how I broke it. This piece, let's call it an anvil. The hole in it is such that as you push the pin in, you slide the pin actually slides right into the anvil. And the problem I had is the hole in the anvil wasn't big enough for the pin to go in. So as I was tightening up on this one, I broke the pin off the end of it. So since then, you can see as you tighten it up, the way the pin extends, and then you can just push the pin right in, just like that. So works well, and is well. Here, let me show you what I got. Then we'll go forward again. See how the pin pushed right into the anvil. I kind of have the sun in my eyes. I just want to make sure you guys are seeing it there. Right, that pin pushed right into the anvil. So now all I have to do is slide that guy out of the way, and the chain is broken. This is a new chain. Right. And you guys could see it actually has the name 05T. Which, by the way, this is the same chain that those 50cc mini quads and little skin shavers remove. This is an 05T chain. So, and you can buy master links for it. I don't like the idea of using a master link because I've had master links come loose. I'd rather put the chain back together again. And the way you put the chain back together again, you basically take this anvil and the anvil that you used on this side, and you just tighten it up, which pushes the pin back in and through, and kind of smashes it through the other side. I've had clips come loose. If you guys are familiar with the master link, a master link is a little longer, and it's got little cuts in the pin. Let's call that a pin, so that the link slides over and locks on. I've had them come loose, and I've thrown, chains off of, drive chains off, which normally is not that big a deal, unless once again you wrap the drive chain up and kind of, you know, wrap it up in there and end up breaking the case, right? That's not a good thing. So I didn't want to use the master link either. I'd rather put the chain back together again. So anyway, this is my solution to the way I'm doing this. My next thing for this bike is I'm taking the chain apart. I'm going to take that chain apart and use it as a way of feeding. That chain is going to feed the new one into place, and then I'm going to put the whole thing back together again. Use the anvils to press things into place. Notice I'm not using the word smash. I'm going to use those to press things back into shape, and then hopefully I could get this bike running. Once I get it all sealed up, one of the things I really need to do, and this was a real screw up on my part, I did not clean this properly before breaking into the engine. I've been careful to keep the dirt and dust and sand and everything out of the engine, but I really did not. This is completely the wrong way to do it. This is just, I should have my hoarder's license taken away for this. This is the wrong way to do it. You guys might have also seen when I walked you over here, I have to unload this truck today. No assistance once again, but I was at least smart enough to back it up against the hill. This is the load of treasures that I just got up by Canada, so I gotta get that thing empty, get that stuff put in a safe place before we get some real weather here. Alright folks, I want to thank you all for dropping by the Hoard to watch and comment and subscribe. Keep the advice coming. If anybody has any further advice on this, feel free to share it with you. Now you guys can see what I'm up to. And if you get a really whiny video in the next week or two about how I blew up the Lakota engine because it didn't work, you'll know what I did, and you'll know that I screwed up, and you'll know that I'm not happy about it. Anyway, folks, I really want to thank you all for watching and commenting and subscribing, for swinging by the Hoard, for hanging out with me. Remember to keep your feet down, keep your heads up, and please get out there and enjoy all your days. Bye now, folks.